Hey everyone, this is Josh Phillips. I'm doing something a little bit different today. I'm not talking about my academic stuff. Instead, I'm going to talk about my diet and exercise. I coach wrestling. A lot of my kids are asking me what my workout is during the off season that we're in right now. So I went ahead and just thought I'd make a video, throw it up here. That way I can stop answering their individual texts and I can just point them to this video. So the first thing that you should know about my diet and exercise is I like diet and exercise that is extremely boring. And what I mean by that is that it is consistent and it is predictable. So I just know every day when what I have to do. I don't have to think about it. One of the best pieces of diet and exercise advice I ever heard when someone said, "When is the best time to exercise?" The answer was, "Whatever time you will do it every day consistently." So, there's a lot of stuff like morning exercise, afternoon, nighttime, whatever. Just whatever time you can do it consistently, like that's the best time to exercise. Exercise and diet is all about consistency. Just fit that into your schedule. So, with my current exercise routine, I do like a 1 to 3 p.m. every day. So, I have a weird schedule this semester where I have morning classes, but I also have late at night classes. So, my morning schedule is done at noon as far as teaching, and then I get ready. I go straight to the gym, and then I'm there from like 1 to 3. So I just know every day I'm there at 1 to 3. Now here's something else important that I've ranted about on Twitter. If anybody's seen me on Twitter, I do not like the idea of motivation. When people rant and rave about we need to be motivated, I got to get the correct song on. I'm not feeling like going to the gym today, whatever. Motivation is extremely overrated. What I can tell you is that for most of your life, in most categories of your life, you are not going to be motivated to do whatever it is you have to do. Exercise, diet, your job, cleaning the house, whatever. Don't sit there and say, "Oh, I'm not motivated yet. I have to be motivated to do this." That's not going to work. The best thing you can do for yourself is just put your priorities on a schedule and just do it at the time you're supposed to do it on the schedule every day. That is consistency, and a schedule is far more important than motivation. Get all that like I have to be motivated nonsense out of your head. Um, just put it on the schedule. So this my schedule every day for my exercise routine is like I said, it's like 1 to 3. It fits into my schedule. I teach 1 to 3. I go work out, and then I come home and have some afternoon work to do, and I have like I said, I have some night classes this semester. Um, so this is what it looks like. I like going to the gym every day. It just makes me feel better, and I would rather go to the gym every day for about an hour and a half, as opposed to just going 3 times a week for a full body workout where I have to be there for 2.5, hours in order to get the full body workout. If I just go every day, consistently for about an hour and a half, I hit every muscle group. It gives me plenty of rest days in between each muscle group. But it's just sort of, and it's nice to have it on the schedule, right? If it's like, okay, I'm going to go Monday and Wednesday, then it's like, okay, what are you doing on Tuesday? And you're going to fill Tuesday with something else. I just like knowing that every day at 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock, I'm going to be in the gym. It's just easier that way. I enjoy the push pull leg split. You can look up some of these workouts, and I do about 10 to 12 different exercises on these days. So for those who don't know, pull day is anything that pulls in. So that's curl day, that's lat pull down day, the row machine you're pulling in. That's the pull day. Push day is everything pushes away, and then obviously leg day. And then I have Saturday here, compound, which I'll talk about. I'll go ahead and talk about it now. Saturday is my compound day. So this is all sort of heavy lifts done with a barbell. Everything's done with a barbell. Over here, you say things like, dumbbells and machines. Compound day is all barbell day, and I'm maxing out those days. So Saturday actually is only about a 45-minute workout because I'm still doing the same. I do about 5 to 7 sets of everything, which I'll talk about in a second. But I do 5 to 7 sets, but the reps are fewer because every time I do a set, I'm actually moving the weight up. All right. So let's talk about that. On a normal day, I like doing drop sets. And what that means is that I'm starting heavy and then I'm dropping the weight a little bit after I kind of max out at my high weight. So by the end, I'm very, very depleted. So on curls, for example, these are with dumbbells, I might start off at like 60 to 65 pounds, but my last one is somewhere around like 40 pounds. All right. I like doing lots of sets. We're talking 7 to 8 sets at least with every workout. Some people say 3 sets of 10 reps and you're good. I don't like that because I don't feel like I've totally maxed out and depleted the muscle. I like doing drop sets, and that gets me to, again, where I can barely lift like a 40-pound dumbbell at the end of a curl session. This is what it looks like for bench on a normal bench day, not Saturday. I'll talk about Saturday in a second. On a normal bench day, I might start off at 315 pounds, which is 3 plates on each side, and I'll do 3 sets of 6 reps. All right. So 3 sets of 6 reps, that's starting to deplete a little bit, right? And then I'll scale it back, and maybe I do 2 sets of just 3 reps at 315 pounds. So already I've done 5 total sets, right? Not a lot of reps yet, but I've done 5 total sets, right? Then I scale it back to 275, right? And 275 is usually where I'm like feeling good. If I, that's probably a consistent weight for me, getting up to 315, that's a heavier weight for me. 275, I'm gonna do 2 to 3 sets, but I'm doing 8 reps. All right, so all of a sudden I'm at 7 to 8 sets here already, right? And then I'll scale it back even further to 225, and I might do 1 or 2 sets, and I'll do 10 reps, right? So 225 is, that's gonna, if I was just going in at 225 normally, that would be light for me, right? But because I've already done 7 to 8 sets with heavier weights, by the time I get 225, my muscles are real depleted, and it's it's becoming difficult to do like 1 to 2 sets of 10 reps at 225. So I like dropping down the sets. For my bench, I stop at 225. That's my final weight, and then I go on to the next exercise. That's different than a compound day. Compound days, I'm also moving. I'm going for my max. So on the compound days, I'm going to start at 315 pounds, but then I'm going to start at 315 pounds, and then I move up to 365, which that's you just throw on 25 pounds on each side, right? And I might do like 2 reps at 365, right? And then by the time I'm getting up to a max, which is around 400 pounds right now, COVID put me on a stalemate. All right. That's like 1 rep. All right. So that I'm moving up on a compound day. And the same thing is true with squats. On a regular squat day over here, I'm starting at 225, right? And I'm doing a lot. And then I'm just sort of backing down. Maybe I'm finishing at like 135 on my squats, right? On here, I'm going to start at maybe like 185, then move up to 225, and then I'm up to like 275, right? I'm getting close to 300 on squats, right? For like the max days, all right? So that's what's different from a compound day. So it's going to take shorter time because you're doing fewer reps because you're moving up in weight, trying to sort of max out on those days, all right? So that's a typical exercise day. Again, consistency is a far better thing to think about than motivation. Forget about motivation. You just put this on a schedule, and I tell myself every day, as soon as I'm done teaching at noon, even like Saturdays and Sundays, every day I'm just going to be in the gym at 1 o'clock. I know I'm going to be there. If you're not motivated, what I have found is you just go to the gym, and about 10, 15 minutes into a workout, like you start feeling good, you start getting into a groove, and then it's like, okay, now maybe some of that adrenaline is kicked in. Forget about motivation. Put it on the schedule and say every day I'm going to go in at this time. I know the exercises I'm going to do, and you just are just consistent with it. All right. Don't worry about changing up your workout every couple weeks. I got to get a new workout. I got to read some magazine that's showing me some new exercise. I don't like all that. Again, I like simple, easy, put it on the schedule. You just go through all the workouts you have listed and be done with it. One thing I will mention, right, in full disclosure, is there are some days that I might miss. I might miss 1 or 2 days, 2 days max. I try to go in every day. But for instance, like last week, it's Sunday right now for me. But last Sunday, I was out of town. I was, kind of hanging out with some friends and stuff. I didn't get back till like 6 o'clock at night, right? So I missed Sunday, right? So I didn't make Sunday last week. But all I did is I just took some of my Sunday stuff and I put it over on Monday. So on Monday of last week, I did a push and pull day at the same time. And I knew that was going to give me a break because Tuesday I had legs. So I would still have a rest day for all those muscle groups in between, right? So if you ever miss a day, that's fine. Try not to miss more than maybe like 1 day a week, maybe 2, all right? But if you miss a day, you maybe just have to scratch that day and just like keep going with your schedule. Keep it consistent, All right, keep it consistent. Stay on a schedule. A schedule is a far better thing to have than sitting around waiting for motivation. All right, schedule, consistency. Quickly, I will talk about my diet. Just like exercise, diet is just very consistent and simple and easy to follow. I personally try to aim for 150 grams of protein every day. If you are one of my kids in high school, I do not recommend 150 grams. Maybe 100 grams of protein is good. Now, this is what's important about protein. Your muscles need protein after they work out a lot. So I always tell people, eat your protein first throughout the day. What sometimes happens with people is they sit in the morning, they eat cereal, and then at lunch they have, I don't know, they have pizza for lunch, right? And then by the time they get to the end of the day, they're looking at their protein count and they're like, oh, I haven't eaten any protein yet. I need to try to cram in. You're not going to cram in 100 grams of protein at 7 o'clock at night. All right. So eat your protein first throughout the day. And then if it gets to the end of the day and you're still hungry, I can show you what I do there. But eat your protein first throughout the day. All right. So this is my basic diet. I don't have a lot of things in my house besides these food items. And that's an easy way to make sure that you stay on your diet. Is I just haven't had junk food in my house for years. All right, with one little exception, which I'll talk about down here. All right. So this is my basic diet. I go for every morning at breakfast. I have 2 servings of steel cut oats. They just make me feel full, and it's a good sort of carb load at the beginning of the day. I'm fine with carbs. I just like to eat them earlier in the day. So I don't know if it's true or not, but I just like the idea of like me burning off the carbs throughout the day as opposed to eating a bunch of carbs before bed and then just kind of sitting on you. I also eat them here first thing because again, I'll work out around noon, so that gives me kind of enough time to digest it and feel the energy from it. Right. Sometimes I add honey if I have honey in my house. Sometimes I might have like some like I don't know, some jams or some preserves, right, from whatever in my fridge. I might throw a little bit of that in there. But 2 servings of steel cut oats, maybe a little cinnamon. Then usually like mid-morning snack, maybe right before I work out even, I'll have 5 eggs. I usually scramble them up and I'll probably throw some of my vegetables for the day into my eggs. And I just like making like a big egg scramble. It's the easiest way to cook eggs for me. 16 ounces of meat or fish, and this ends up being 2 servings of 8 ounces each. So I'll have like 1 serving around lunchtime and 1 serving around dinner time. And again, we'll throw some veggies on that. 300 calories of veggies is about 5 to 6 servings. And I'll either do fresh veggies, all right, or I'll do bags of the frozen veggies. But if you get the bags, don't do all the sauce stuff. All right, I just get the bags of like fresh veggies, and that's all that's in there. Is just cut up peppers. I'm a big fan of peppers. I have some Brussels sprouts right now and some broccoli in the freezer. But just 300 calories of veggies. Those big frozen bags are easy. And again, if I have like 1 bag that's 300 calories, about 5 servings, I'll take a handful out around lunch, throw it in my eggs. I'll take some out at my second lunch or whatever, and throw it next to side dish for my steak or my fish, whatever I'm having that day. And same thing is true with dinner. So you just kind of have like if I have 1 frozen bag for the whole day, I just kind of sprinkle it into all my meals. I do a protein shake after I work out, 30 grams whey protein. You can buy this stuff in bulk online on Amazon or whatever. And it ends up being like $1 maybe per scoop, maybe a little less. So it's actually really affordable, but it helps you get a little extra protein in your diet. Sometimes if I have them on hand, I'll throw in some berries and bananas. I love fruit. I'm trying to cut back on it some because I probably eat too much fruit as far as like the sugar and the carbs. But yeah, you throw some bananas and some berries into your protein shake. You got a couple servings of fruit in there. You're good to go. And now this is where we go back. If you're still hungry, right? So if you're still hungry at bedtime, now you've consumed all your protein for the day. So now if you kind of go off, the protein load for a while, like you don't feel terrible about it, right? So if I ate all my protein for the day and I'm still hungry at the end of the day, which I'm usually not, right? This is a lot of food. If I'm still hungry at the end of the day, though, I'll do things like, cheese, tomatoes, olives, dried fruit, that whole like fancy little, charcuterie board type of stuff. I'm really into, those types of little finger foods. So that's what I might have for a snack at the end of the day if I'm still hungry. But again, I feel okay about it because I already loaded up on all my protein for the day throughout the day. All right. With the weekends, yeah, there's cheating, right? But I just tell myself, I like wine, specifically like bold, delicious, dark red wine is my favorite, right? Very dry red wine. I'll do that on the weekends, right? So that's fine for me to have a, drink a bottle of wine throughout the weekend. I might dine out with friends and I don't worry about it, right? I am known on a Friday, maybe after work, getting a pie at the grocery store, and then throughout the weekend, I, kind of consume the entire pie over the course of a weekend. I'm fine with that, right? So that's what I do on the weekend. So as far as like what I said before, like there's no junk food in my house. There's not, right? But again, on the weekend, I might stop at the grocery store and get like one delicious snack. And sometimes, most of the time it's pie. I'm a big fan of fruit pies. But every once in a while, I'll be like, I'll get a box of Cinnamon Toast Crunch and a gallon of milk, and it's like I'm gonna eat this box of cereal, throughout the weekend. Yeah, so it's that kind of stuff. It's not too much of that. But yeah, on the weekends, you enjoy yourself a little bit. So simple diet, simple exercise, consistency. Just make a schedule and just do it. All right, don't try to change it up after 3 days because it's like, I don't know if it's working. Is it working? Is it not working? Forget motivation, like forget everything else. Put it on the schedule, do the workout, and simple stuff. You do these simple things for yourself. You don't have to worry about all these like, health magazines and new fitness trends and this, that, whatever. It's like, it really is the basics, and the main part of the basics is consistency. Like, are you going to the gym every day, and are you eating, high protein, good food for yourself, and just make it boring, right? Make it super boring, make it predictable, and you're going to be in good shape. All right. Hope this helps. Yeah, take some screenshots, check it out, try out these workouts. But again, you just got to be consistent. And if you're going to ever start like a new exercise diet, it's like you got to do it for a month, right? You got to do it for 30 days. Don't go like 3 days in and be like, it's not working. No, it's like you got to try it for a month before you're going to start seeing some things happen. All right. So consistency, put it on the schedule. All right. That's all I got. See you later.